Good morning, fellow Facebook like and subs, however you want to call it. This is a live video for the Facebook fans, but later will be uploaded to YouTube. Today I'm going to talk about the iPhone SE, which I believe didn't have a launch event due to the corona activity. I hope anyone who's in isolation, hope everyone is doing well and safe. I have a day off work, so I thought I'd do this video in my sunroom, where my computer is. Hopefully the Ubuntu machine won't have a fit and crash like it did when I was doing the iPad video, which was quite embarrassing. So that was, very annoying, but what can you do? And also, I'll do a video later on, which I'll also put on my Facebook page, of a video from Linus Tech Tips about using, if you got any old computers lying around, using them for folding. Even though it is going to use a bit more power, it is worthwhile in the long run to help a mighty cause of helping find a vaccine for COVID-19. I have one computer that I've got lying around this house, hooked up, ready to roll. I've got my server doing it. My main computer isn't doing it right now because I'm using it to do video editing and screen recording in a little while. So yes, so that computer, I don't want to overwork it. But yeah, I've got some laptops I think are going to end up doing the same thing too soon. But let's get into the video. The iPhone SE. So there's no iPhone SE 2 or iPhone SE 2020. It's just called the iPhone SE, even though there was a previous iPhone SE which looks similar to the iPhone 5S. So I'll open up the page and hopefully Ubuntu won't lose its mind. And so it is available on the 24th of the 4th. I believe pre-orders are today. So it's nice. It's pretty much an iPhone 8 shell with an iPhone 11 internals, pretty much, except it's a single camera. So pretty much this is the cheap low-end iPhone. I don't know if the 10R will be cheaper. I'm assuming this is going to replace the iPhone 8, so they'll stop the sales for iPhone 8, and this will probably go on its spot to be the low-end price iPhone. But I'm assuming the 10R will be cheaper than this, saying that it's got lower-end hardware compared to this iPhone. So pretty much Apple will probably just realise, there's a lot of iPhone 8 parts lying around, so let's just make a low-end iPhone out of it with the A13 chip. So pretty much it's pretty much just, there wasn't an SE Plus, which could have been a good option. I think they should have done an iPhone SE Plus like. There you go, man, I'll touch my face and nose. But yeah. So it flips around. So durable glass, so same iPhone 8 design. 4.7 inch display. It says here iPhone 11 Pro called it wants its chip back. Interesting quote there, Apple. A13 chip. Good graphics performance. So it says here on the page, we put the brains of the iPhone 11 Pro in the body of an iPhone SE. Well, technically it's an iPhone 8. They should have said, we've put the 11 Pro body in an iPhone 8. Make more sense, because it looks like an iPhone 8 with, So the A13 Bionic is the fastest chip ever in the smartphone, so everything feels fluid, whether you're launching apps, playing the latest games, or exploring new ways to work and play with augmented reality. So there's a white one. Smile, you got the portrait mode, which was introduced with the iPhone 8. So advanced, you got depth control, you got portrait lighting control, studio light, neutral light, contour light, stage light mono, stage light, high key light mono, which shows a lot of freckles on people's faces. There will be light and shadow and contour. I'll click on these photos, There's photos, you can't really see them. You can do high definition video. So it does have 4K video. It's pretty much got the iPhone 8. I think it's got one of the cameras off the iPhone 11 Pro. Yeah, it can do 4K. So I can do 4K, so more detailed than 1080p, but really in Australia you can't really use 4K video because our internet just can't handle it. It's got some of the iPhone 11 features of quick take. So when a photo option turns into a video up, you can instantly start recording video by just holding the shutter button. So that is an iPhone 11 feature in the iPhone 8 body. Home sweet home, so the return of Touch ID. I don't know if it's their first. I'll say it would be the second generation. So Touch ID. There is rumours that Touch ID will be returning to the iPhone 12. There is rumours of wanting to put the Touch ID sensor into the screen. Privacy, survives splashes, sprinkles. So it has the iPhone SE is water resistant to 1 meter for 30 minutes. It's not afraid of a little coffee, tea, or soft drink either, and dust. No worries. Okay. Binge-worthy battery. You can watch up to 13 hours of video on a single charge. So perfect for that train trip or that trip to Queensland. If you're on the XBT or something. Built for iOS 13 and beyond. So you can use dark mode, Siri shortcuts, the new Photos app. It comes in black. Comes in black and white. And it comes in product red. So it's got even great stuff of True Tone, so it'll adjust display depending on the light conditions. Has haptic touch, augmented reality, studio audio recording, stereo, not studio. Don't know why I said that. Faster Wi-Fi and mobile data with Wi-Fi 6 and gigabit class LTE. Audio sharing with if you've got the AirPods. It has dual SIM with dual numbers, so you can use a dual SIM with eSIM. So that means it's going to be slightly different there to the iPhone 8. And I think the back of it is the Apple logo is a bit more in the centre than compared to the iPhone 8. And you can use the AR to see what an iPhone SE looks like. But it pretty much looks the same to you got an iPhone 8, it pretty much looks like that really. You can get accessories, cases, so your iPhone 7 and 8 cases, 4.7 inch, will fit the phone. Or even iPhone, probably 6 and 6S's cases as well. So, is it what? And also, Apple have put a thing in where you can, if you can transfer your data from, if you're going from Android to iOS, you can do that. So, my upgrade. Let's go. Oh, can I compare the iPhone SE? Okay, previous one. Right. So you get the colours. You get 64 gig, 128 gig, 256. The height is 138.4 millimeters, about 5.45 inches. Width of 67.3 inches, 2.65 inches. Depth is 73 millimeters by 0.29 inches. And the weight is 148 grams. So they've got a picture of the 4.7 inch iPhone comparing it to an iPhone 11. So it has an A13 with the 3rd generation Neutron engine. It is water resistance up to IP67, maximum depth of 1 meter for up to 30 minutes. So the iPhone 11, I believe, and the iPhone 10s is IP68. Video, you can do 4K video recording at 24 frames per second, 30 or 60 frames. I don't really use 4K. The highest I probably do is about 1080, about 30 frames I usually do for my videos, because that's an upgrade to me because the internet is slightly better now than what it was. But it was only in the past I was doing 720p because that was the highest I could do. It has a 7 megapixel front camera with 2.2 aperture, portrait. So it has all the portrait mode stuff, retina flash, quick take video, wide color capture for photos and live photos, audio HDR, audio image stabilization, burst mode, cinematic video stabilization of 1080p and 720p. So no 4K front facing camera. Touch ID. I'm not sure if it's first or second generation or even a third generation of the Apple Touch ID. You can pay with your iPhone using Touch ID in stores with selected apps on participating websites, so similar to the previous iPhones. So there's going to be 2 models according to this. There's a model A2296, which sort of has something to do with phone carriers. So certain phone carriers will have different models because they support different LTE bands and stuff. Then you got all models, which will probably be what we get over here in Australia. It has built-in GPS, digital compass, Wi-Fi, blah blah blah, audio. Looks like an iPhone 8. So no improvements over the battery. It's the same as the iPhone 8 with up to 13 hours of video playback. For stream videos, up to 8 hours, so it's handy for a trip to Sydney and back. Audio for up to 40 hours. Fast charge cable, so up to 50% charge in 30 minutes with an 18-watt adapter or higher, sold separately. Built-in rechargeable lithium-ion battery. Wireless charger. Charging via USB to a computer system or power adapter. Census. Operating system will run iOS 13. I believe it will be running iOS 13.4. I believe that's the latest firmware. Built-in apps, free apps, earpods. They're using a nano SIM. System requirements. If you're going to sync it to Mac or PC, use macOS Catalina 10.15 using the Finder, or macOS El Capitan 10.11.6 through to macOS Mojave 10.14.6. Use iTunes 12.8 or later. Windows 7 or later using iTunes 12.10 or later. A free download from the Apple website. And it has so what you get in the box is iPhone with iOS 13. Important. Earbuds with lightning connector, lightning to USB cable, USB power adapter and documentation. And it talks about how environmentally friendly it is. So let's have a look at the pricing. So you can choose your finish. It starts from, pre-orders will start from 10 PM on the 17th of the 4th. So Jemima, that's on your birthday. Happy birthday to Jemima. So you got white, you got black. That's quite interesting, actually. They got white with a black front, which is actually quite an interesting thing. Product red. The product red looks actually nice with the black, to be honest. The capacity comes in 64, 128, and 256 gigabyte configurations. So the price for a 64 gig is $749, 128 is $829, and 256 is $999. So for an iPhone under $1,000, what you're getting, not a bad deal. You don't get the dual cameras, but if you really want better camera quality, you probably want to jump to an iPhone 11 or iPhone 11 Pro. But for a cheap iPhone, if you're an iPhone user and you want the Touch ID, you're upgrading from an iPhone SE or 8 or 7. This would probably be a good upgrade. Probably not if you're used to the Plus models, because they're a bit bigger. But if you've got an iPhone 6, 5S, and you really need that Touch ID, you're not comfortable using Face ID, I probably would recommend this phone to you. And I wouldn't be surprised you'd be able to pre-order through Optus or Telstra or something like that to get the. So design quite predictable from what people were saying from media sources. Everything Apple Pro and all that. But there was also they also knew. Apple also leaked this out that it was going to be called the iPhone SE weeks ago. So yeah, unfortunately it doesn't have headphone jack. That could have been quite a game changer if they put an iPhone earphone jack in it, because a lot of people like their earphone jack. But people, I think, are starting to switch to digital forms of Bluetooth earphones or Lightning adapters and whatnot. But yeah. So, my thoughts for the price you pay, it's not too bad. $7.49. It's pretty much not a flagship phone, but for what you pay for, you're getting flagship components. So it will not have the 4 or 6 gig RAM the iPhone 11 Pros have. It'll have 3 gig of RAM, but that CPU will make a difference. And Apple are pretty good with how the software works with the hardware, so it'll run pretty smooth on iOS 13. So yeah, so you'll probably see this phone come out in a week or two. But I don't know how it's going to affect due to Corona and all that bit. But the product red looks like a nice colour, and if you buy a product red iPhone, most of the purchases goes to the Global Fund to fight AIDS. So you get the product red. So I hope if people are going to buy them, please buy the product red to support the that cause, because it's obviously quite an important cause. And yeah, out of all the units, buy product red. It's up to you what colour you want, really. So I'm not going to get one because I got a 10S and I'm still on contract, and I feel like it'll be a bit weird to me to go back down to a smaller iPhone. So, yeah. But I will probably get the iPhone 12, which will down later on in the year, but and you know what's amazing about looking at this? Ubuntu didn't crash. When I did the iPad video, Ubuntu crashed. So other than that, nothing new. You get, oh, that's pretty cool. Wireless charging. Well, I think I'd like to see Apple include, especially for the higher end models of the iPhones, is the Apple AirPods. That'd be handy in the box. But nah, won't happen. But anyway, that's the iPhone SE. I'll post some links onto the Facebook page. I'm going to do a screen recording on the iPad, so we'll have a quick look at what the iPhone looks like and that. I'm not sure how it's going to perform, but if we look at, I say everything Apple Pro and MKBD HD will probably have the iPhone, buy the phone and have those reviews up. But yeah, the iPhone SE 2020. No, it's just called the iPhone SE. Not even iPhone SE. I'll say it'd be the iPhone SE second generation. Because what does the iPhone SE stand for? Well, I've had rumors of small edition, speed edition, second edition. I'd say it's a second edition, yeah. Well, anyway, I'm probably going on too much now. I'm going to end this stream. Thanks for watching. Bye for now, and I'll see you in the next Facebook stream.